And our next guest is someone who is an incredible man. He is known as the Great One, and he's also on WABC Radio, a show and a half, I should say 2 shows after mine. Also Curtis Lewa, who's coming up, will be coming up here too, also on Troopathon 11. But Mark Levin is such a great patriot, and I've known him a long time. And boy, you have definitely known him a long time, Mel.
Well, Mark Levin was the very first person when I came up with this crazy idea of raising money for care packages 11 years ago. I asked him if he would join us on the broadcast, and he said absolutely, unquestionably, and he's been with us every year. I want to tell a quick story before we go to him, because I know he will just get furious with me because he's so humble. I have to tell this story because we've dedicated this program to my brother, Mark Nelson Morgan, who died. He was a paratrooper, Special Forces, and I miss him. I miss him so much. And when all of this was happening, when he was ill, he said one of the last wishes that he had would be to talk to Mark Levin, because he knew that he was my friend. And I asked Mark, and he said, without hesitation, he said, of course I will call. And unfortunately, by the time Mark called, and he kept calling to my Mark several times, it was too late. He had slipped into unconsciousness. But I'll never forget that kindness that, Mark, you showed to us. And I welcome you again to the broadcast, and thank you so much.
Well, Melanie and Rita, I want to thank you for what you're doing. And Melanie, you've been a friend for, it's got to be almost 20 years. It's a long time.
Yeah.
And you've always been very, very supportive of what I do. The same with Rita. Where are we on the numbers here?
We are 385 right now, and our goal is 400, Mark. That's what we're praying for at some point.
Yeah.
Well, now, we always get there near the end. I'll throw my $5,000 in.
Oh,
I know we always get there.
You.
Mark, thank you.
Oh.
We love you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you. God bless you for everything you do for the troops.
Well, and let me tell all the Levinites out there, because I told you on my radio show, you got to listen to the Troopathon broadcast.
You said that on the show today?
Well, of course I did.
I could reach through this camera and kiss you.
And I could too,
Well.
Mark, so you'd have both cheeks kissed, okay?
Well, my
2 blondes
goodness.
who
Well,
love
I should
you.
be there.
The 2
But
blondes.
I want them all. You're all out there and you're listening. Let's get them to $400,000. It's not hard. There's a lot of us. Let's just do it. And I know you work hard all year long to get this done. I know what these packages are. They're beautiful. And people seem to forget we still have troops out there. I know the media focuses on Stormy Daniels and taking down the president and all the rest of it. Just my opinion. But we got to remember the men and women who are out there. And I'm friends with a number of Gold Star families, and I can tell you they appreciate any and all support we can get to our active duty troops who are in one hellhole or another. So this is the time to step up. We don't need the government to tell us what to do. We don't need anyone to tell us what to do. Let's just do it as American citizens. And I want to thank your wonderful organization for what you've been doing for so many years, both of you.
By the way, I would go to war with you, Levin. I would. I'd get in that foxhole with you if you ever need anything.
Let me tell you something. I wish the Skype were working, because I have a brand new, huge Knox vault behind me with 5 beautiful weapons and all kinds of bullets in there.
Yes.
I go to war with you, too.
You're our man. You know, Mark, you have always just been there for the troops. And you hit on a great point, because a lot of people forget how blessed we are. And you talk about this every day on your show, Mark, how lucky we are to be Americans and what this country stands for. Talk about this, because we are in our final throes. We've got minutes left of the broadcast, and we want to hit that goal, my friend.
You know, the vast majority of us do not serve in the United States military. And it's an all-voluntary military. And there's a tiny fraction of percent of our fellow citizens who decide to do it. And whether they do it as a career path or not, there's other things they could do. They could become much wealthier. They could be with their families a lot longer. Many of them put their lives on the line. It is so crucially important that we support these citizens. And I just worry that there's so many, particularly on the left, who take these men and women for granted. I don't. I never will. I have a father who joined the military when he was 17 years old after Pearl Harbor was hit. I have a grandfather who was 34. He joined the Marines at the time. I had a great uncle. He joined the Marines. My grandfather was in Iwo Jima in Guam. My great uncle was in Guadalcanal. My father apparently was too young to be shipped over, but he did all he could to go over. And look, we got to back the men and women who are in the military today and who are just as brave, just as patriotic, just as wonderful as the World War II generation.
You
They're
bet.
volunteers. The least we can do is send them a box of stuff.
Really, it's the very least that we can
You
do.
bet,
Mark, stay right here because we're actually got some numbers, some brand new numbers that we're going to find out together
We
about.
want to reveal it.
We're going to see how good these Levinites are. We want to find out
They
if you're.
damn well better step up.
All
Come
right,
on.
there's the
Mark, we're right there.
$394,104.
We are right there, Mark.
Easy picking.
Easy pickings is right.
picking.
Mark, thank you. We love you. Thank you for all your support of the troops and your friendship to both of us through the years. Thank you, my friend.
Same you. God bless. And
We
thank
love
you
you.
again.
I love Mark Levin.
Love him. And everybody stay tuned. Our last block, we want to hear from you. Help us put it over the top. We are right there, everybody.